everybody, hope you're having a great day. This is going to be an empties video. I haven't done an empties, it feels like, in a really long time. Thank you, Kristen, for this amazing bin. I think of her every time I put something in it. And it's always tricky because sometimes I'm just in a rush and I know I inadvertently throw something away that I meant to save in the empties bin, but I still got a lot of things in here, I think. And it was just something I wanted to get in there before starting the Emily Awards, which will be starting very soon. I do those every January, usually about mid-month or so. I start working on them after the holidays, and they really take a lot of time. They especially take a lot of strategic planning with a little one around, but you can plan to see those very soon. Thank you to everybody who's been interested and who's been asking about them. And this year I'm going to do them with a little different twist. There's going to be just something a little bit different in the way I conveyed the information to you. I hope it makes it even more like clean cut and informative and enjoyable. Anyway, on with the empties. First thing I have here is actually an empty pack of the Salon Perfect number 53 lashes. And it was so funny. I took this full pack of 53 lashes to my sister-in-law Amy's wedding, and I was doing her makeup, of course. That was the plan, and then I ended up helping a few others as well. Some people wanted help with just their eyes or some lashes or whatever. And Amy had actually brought like one pair of lashes she thought she might want to use. I had this style and another style, and it was like the whole group kind of came around as I was like sort of just placing them on there without the glue to see how is it gonna look, and everybody was like weighing in like, ooh, I like those, no, I like those better. And then this was the one, it was like I had a full panel of people standing around saying, oh yeah, we like the 53s the best. And these are actually a really nice natural lash. They're a very good starter lash if you don't wear a lot of false eyelashes, because I think they do add a little bit of length, and they have a little added length at the outside. And so I think while the girls were looking at Amy with these lashes on, it was like her eyes just looked more glamorous, but you couldn't like pinpoint like, okay, that's why they look so good. She has big, beautiful blue eyes anyway, but these really framed them nicely, and I think came off great in pictures too. Needless to say, by the end of that little wedding makeup session, all 3 of the other sets got used on other people as well. So that was really fun, and I just thought I'd share that about those. I have gone through another CoverGirl Supersizer mascara. I talk about this all the time, probably doesn't need much description, but I do think it is my current best mascara for my lashes. It really helps them hold the curl, builds length nicely, and does so really quickly as well. This isn't a mascara that I go back for coat after coat with. I really seem to be content with like one coat on my lashes. It really does a lot of good things. And I have a couple of these. These are my little CoverGirl Clump Crusher Water Resistant. That is my favorite thing to wear on the lower lash line. It really does not move. You can definitely trust it there on your lower lashes if that's a smudgy problem area for you. And I feel like these empties have been maybe a full season in the making. I don't even know exactly how many months it's been that I've been collecting some things in here, but like I said, then I've missed some stuff, so it's hard to be real accurate. Another makeup thing that I feel like I go through every couple months is a lash glue. So I have 2 of the Revlon Precision Lash adhesives, which always get a little gunky around the top if you're not careful, and I have a black toned one as well. And recently I had gotten the Duo glue. I had mentioned the Duo glue with the wand, and it's really thin. I can definitely tell a difference between that and the Revlon. It doesn't dry as fast. It doesn't go on the lash band as evenly. So I made a point to repurchase like 3 of the Revlon Precision Lash adhesives off of drugstore.com. Everybody's like, I can't find that glue anywhere, and I'm having trouble finding it like in my local drugstores too, but if you go to drugstore.com, they always have it there. I have finished a NYX Control Freak brow gel, a really great gel for hold. So if you're using maybe a pencil or a pomade or whatever it might be that doesn't tend to help keep your brows in place, you put a little bit of this on and it's like boom, they're set for the day. And not everybody has really like unruly brow hairs that want to go everywhere, but I do. So that is a great, great product for me. Got this e.l.f. waterproof eyeliner pen, and I think it was one of the, it's in black, it was maybe one of the lower cost, I'm thinking $2 products off of e.l.f.'s website, and it just dried up on me way, way too fast. Like, I don't know what the deal was. I stored it in different ways. I try to generally store these pens flat because that was a recommendation once given with the Milani pens, and it works great for most pens that I have, but this one just, I don't know what it is, it just dried up way too quick. Just not enough juice in that pen, I suppose. I've gone through another one of my liquid liners that I love. It's so so loved there's no label on it. This is the Jordana Color Envy Liquid Liner in Black Envy. Just a very simple, traditional black liquid liner. What I love about it is that it's waterproof. It has a very fine tip. It's a little bitty brush, but the brush hairs don't like go out everywhere and cause problems for you that way. So it's a nice quality brush. It's really rich in black, and I've just gotten a real feel for it. Like, I can apply it so quickly with no trouble. That's actually another thing I've ordered in multiples off of the Jordana website, because I just got attached to it and I couldn't find it anymore in the stores. I went through an itty bitty Benefit Their Real mascara. This is the rubber wand mascara that has, if you look at the tip, it's got like little rubber nubbies going everywhere, like in all directions right at the tip. And sometimes I feel like mini mascaras can be as good as the full size, but other times I notice a big difference. And with this one, I feel like the mini is just not as good as the full size. I think it's because this brush is so big. I'm not entirely sure what the cause is, but I feel like this brush never picked up as much product on it as the full size would. Another little mini that I have had in my travel bag for a long time and just recently drained it. It's the Benefit Professional. I like to just keep some small size items in my travel makeup bag so I don't have to think about repacking every little thing every time. So as far as primer goes, I can just keep that in there. And this is a kind of primer, this has some thickness to it. I don't always feel the need to apply it everywhere, but kind of around the nose area, T-zone. I do think it helps the appearance of pores and also the longevity of your makeup in those places. This is maybe not really, well, definitely not makeup related, but this is my Lancino HPA Lanolin. This is for sore and cracked nipples. Breastfeeding mamas, you know what I'm talking about. I actually am still nursing Belle. I felt very triumphant when we hit the year mark because that was like a mental goal, and then we've just kind of kept going, although it has lessened quite a bit. It's not nearly as frequent as it used to be, obviously, when that was her sole source of nutrition, but a few times a day it's still happening. And definitely early on in the breastfeeding days I use this a lot, and it doesn't really always take a lot, but I remember when things were very sore and I was looking up some information about this online, and it advised to use a very generous amount to help the healing, and it really did work. So definitely a nursing mom must have. This could also double as lip balm if you want it to, and it is completely hypoallergenic and natural, so you don't have to remove it prior to breastfeeding also. I got several of these things that I've held on to because I've gone through these Quo little cotton pads, and this is completely thanks to my friend Norma, who watches me here on YouTube, and she's from Canada. Hi Norma! And she has sent me so many neat Canadian beauty goodies. But these cotton pads, whoa! These cotton pads are super, super soft, and I'll use them sometimes with my cellar waters, like first thing in the morning. If I don't wash my face in the sink, I can easily use those cleansing waters with one of these. But she also gave me this awesome little holder, which looks so cute here on my vanity area. I also used up a thing of these Bioderma. It says 25 makeup removing wipes for sensitive skin. So I guess it's that Bioderma liquid format just saturated onto some makeup wipes, and these worked really well. This was another thing that I felt like I could kind of use at the start of a day to give my skin a clean slate. I didn't use them a lot for makeup removal, but the few times I did, I really liked how they didn't irritate my eyes at all. I still don't like wipes over my Olay Daily Facials Cleansing Gloss. That's just my personal preference because I feel like those always take everything off quicker, easier, just no problem. But as far as wipes go, these were really nice. And something I don't have in here to show you, I have gone through countless boxes of my Equate hydrating face wash cloths or the Olay version, and I wanted to let you know something. I saw something repackaged in at Walmart, I think it was. Olay had their boxes of the face wash cloths, the kind that I talk about where you get water on them and they suds up. They start dry though, and I think they had the sensitive version, maybe the hydrating or dry skin version, and then they had a new look to one of the packages, and it said something about deep pore cleansing cloths. So I picked those up just to try them and see if they were anything different. And just in case you're wondering, they are the same style of cloth as the kind that Olay makes for oily to combo skin. Okay, so they look like they've got teeny tiny blue dots on there, and one side is a bit more smooth and one side has some more texture to it. So in case you're all about these kinds of cloths and you're like me and thought, oh, I want to see what those are like, if you've tried the kind for oily to combo skin, it's the same thing. They do just have a more intense scrubbing action, maybe a little bit more of like an exfoliating action to these cloths than the sensitive ones, definitely more than the sensitive ones and more than the hydrating ones. We have finished off one of these Suave Naturals Almond Verbena 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioners. I love this. This was the product that brought my hair back from that oddly, and I think it might have been a hormonal issue, but my scalp was getting very oily and I felt like nothing I put on it. I used all these really clarifying things, and I think I definitely took my hair to the point where I was stripping it too much and it was overproducing oil at one point. And then I don't know what it was, but I just decided I'm just gonna go with the 2-in-1. It was almost a little counterintuitive, but this was cheap and I was up for anything at the time, and this worked so well. It brought back that really nice and clean feeling to my hair. It smells amazing. I really love this product, but I recently tried that Finesse that I talked about in the Kardashian video, the Finesse 2-in-1 moisturizing shampoo and conditioner. That I would say is an even richer lather. I really love just the experience of putting it on, and I might like that one even better just this time of year because everything, skin, hair, nails, it all kind of dries out a little bit in the dry air. But I really like them both. If you're looking for a good like 2-in-1 shampoo conditioner, this one's awesome. It's the Almond Verbena. I had tried an orange one that they have in the 2-in-1 and it did not perform the same on my hair. I don't know what the deal is. This one says infused with almond oil and vitamin E, and they don't all say that, so I love this one in particular. We went through one of these St. Ives Even and Bright. This is the pink lemon and mandarin orange scrub. For me, I didn't love this scrub. It was the kind of face scrub where I felt like there wasn't really enough scrubbing action happening with it, and it has a little exfoliation factor here on the back. It puts it at moderate. I don't know. It smelled good. It really smells like invigorating and sweet and fresh, but it was the kind of thing that I just kind of stopped using after a while, and Tyler basically took it over and drained the thing. Another thing that I keep in my travel bag that I finally used up is this little e.l.f. makeup remover pen. This is basically like a marker of makeup remover, so if you get a little speck of eyeliner somewhere it shouldn't be, or your mascara is smudging, you know, you can just use this really in pinpointed areas and it removes the problem. So I keep this and some Q-tips because I find this does leave a little moisture on your skin, so you want to maybe dab over that area with a Q-tip or a tissue or something just to pick up the excess moisture so you don't end up with more smudges. But I do have some backups of this. I think it's a really nifty little product. I finished up a couple of these Burt's Bees lip shimmers. Now I'm not exactly sure how old these are. I don't know, but I just was looking at them recently and I'm like, it's time to go. Like, they're basically used up. At one point in time, I guess I was just using these a whole lot because I can see, you know, there's a gaping hole in this one called Nutmeg, which is kind of like a warm bronzy color. And then I also have this Fig, which is kind of a deep mauve. I think in the past I was into using shimmery lip products a little more than I am now, although the nice thing about these was that they weren't too terribly frosty. They're actually really pigmented and I like that kind of slim design. And so I'm sure I took these with me on the go a lot just because they are a very easy, quick application, but it's time to go. And that is it. That's all I have to share right now with my empties. Thank you so much for watching. I am going to get to work on the Emily Awards and I will see you very soon. Bye.